lot of people think that being prosperous means having a nice house, a lot of money in the bank, a vacation home, and perhaps a boat. However, this idea is overshadowed by the wealth of the top 1% of global citizens. This individual or group is the countless businesses, enormous investment money, Caribbean islands, and even space rockets are included. The average net worth of the top 1% has fluctuated over the past 20 years. Or the richest 1% of the world's population has increased dramatically. It is now higher than it has ever been and exceeds the net worth of the average citizen. Here are some essential details about the lifestyle of the top 1%. A minimum net worth of $11.1 million is held by the richest 1% of people. A person would need to make an average annual income of $758,434 to make the top 1%. There were 2,825 billionaires in the globe in 2019, up 8.5% from 2018, according to the 2020 billionaire census. There were 834 billionaires in North America and 847 in Europe. Although the wealth of North America's billionaires was larger, $3.5 trillion versus $2.5 trillion. The countries with the most billionaires are China, Germany, and the United States. The total wealth of the 342 people listed in China was $1.2 trillion, whereas the combined wealth of the 153 people listed in Germany was $477 billion. The United States came in first with 788 billionaires and a total wealth of $3.4 trillion. Have you ever pondered how millionaires made their money? Knowing these staggering statistics. The two types of millionaires are self-made millionaires and millionaires born into wealth. More than two-thirds of persons with an net worth of $30 million or more are considered self-made and know of how they make their money. Millionaires all share certain traits in common, like prioritizing savings and diversifying their investments. Studies show that the bulk of today's millionaires did not come from wealthy families. According to a WealthX study released in 2019, over 68% of those having a net worth of at least $30 million did so by working for themselves. In addition, 88% of all millionaires are self-made, meaning they did not inherit their wealth. According to a second Fidelity investment study. According to a Fidelity poll, investments and capital growth, pay, and employee stock options and profit sharing were the main sources of assets for self-made millionaires. People who have inherited wealth are more likely to credit their success to their business acumen, the value of their real estate investments, and the bequest itself. Self-made millionaires and billionaires don't always have it easy when it comes to making money. Many of them put in a lot of effort to achieve their financial success before having the wisdom and talent to manage their newly acquired wealth. So let me ask you this quick question. What traits do you think some of these self-made millionaires have? And what can you learn from them for your own investment approach? Comment on the responses below. Let's now examine the traits of millionaires. Despite the fact that billionaires have a diversity of sources of income, the Fidelity study discovered that they all had the following traits in common. Without regard to order. 1. They set challenging goals for themselves and achieve them. Billionaires, and yes, millionaires, put their ideas and aspirations into action, whether starting a business or pursuing other professional or personal goals. This ambition is shared by many people who became wealthy without inheriting anything. Take a look at Elon Musk. Despite much discouragement from those around him, his fierce persistence allowed him to develop reusable rockets for his SpaceX project. Mentors motivate them, too. Self-made millionaires and billionaires frequently admit out loud that they are unable to know everything. They seek out individuals who are knowledgeable about the ins and outs of various forms of saving and investing in order to obtain perspective and insight from the best minds in the industry. And for them, this typically yields very rich rewards. 3. They want suggestions. For a billionaire, improving oneself is an ever-ending effort. To better identify blind spots and assure the success of their businesses, billionaires actively seek out criticism and comments on their concepts and business practices. 4. They don't worry about failing. Billionaires are aware of the important lessons failure can teach. They methodically weigh their risks and thoroughly examine each possibility, even though they would never actively seek it. In conclusion, once they commit to something, they give it their best. They are conscious of the value of time and the significance of time management. They take great care when using it because of this. I want to know how you would spend your money if you were wealthy. Let's suppose you were a millionaire with a net worth of around $30 million. I imagine one of the first things most people who find a significant sum of money would do is purchase a huge amount of liabilities. For example, a sizable new home, a gas-guzzling SUV likely produced in Germany, fashionable clothing, and so on. You get the idea. The study found that while people who were born wealthy had greater real estate investments, self-made millionaires were more likely to add stock holdings to their financial portfolios. Many millionaires think it's important to diversify their holdings. Millionaires put their money to work in a variety of places, including their primary residence, mutual funds, stocks, and retirement accounts. Millionaires invest their funds in areas where they can increase in value. They stay away from investing a sizable sum of money on things that may lose value. For instance, the value of a car utilized for everyday transportation will almost surely decrease with time. The majority of billionaires are aware of the value of saving money before spending it, regardless of their yearly income. The majority of billionaires invest their cash in safe investments like stocks, bonds, and other long-term assets. Pay heed if you want to be a millionaire. The Fidelity study found that when it comes to their financial future, 30% of millionaires surveyed are worried about saving money and 20% are worried about growing their fortune. This is the cornerstone of several fundamental strategies if you want to become a billionaire. To properly understand today's billionaires, you must look at not only their current viewpoint, but also their path to wealth and aspirations for the future. First, prioritize increasing wealth rather than appearing wealthy. As I've already mentioned, many people who want to appear wealthy buy expensive items like big mansions, showy cars, and jewelry. They might also purchase all of these on credit, which is a grave error. Although wealthy people occasionally purchase nice objects, they are aware that generating long-term wealth is more important than pleasing their neighbors. Instead, invest their money in opportunities that will boost their net worth. Number 2. Take advantage of your debt. Rich folks don't hesitate to incur debt, but they go about it differently than around 99% of folks. Rich people utilize debt instead than utilizing credit cards to make impulsive purchases. People should work to enhance their wealth. For instance, they might take out loans to buy reliable investment homes. As the value of the properties rises, they also increase their net worth through rental revenue. Use tax breaks is number 3. Everyone is aware that the rich often profit from tax advantages, and even though they have a bad reputation for it, there is nothing wrong with utilizing the current framework to reduce taxes as much as feasible. However, Anyone can benefit from the tax code. It's not just the wealthy. Everyone ought to be mindful of the tax advantages of making wise investing decisions about the accounts into which they deposit money. Therefore, they ought to invest annually in tax-advantaged accounts in order to optimize their tax savings. The best way to make a lot of money is by far to start your own business. Of course, well-known businessmen include Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk, and Richard Branson. You don't need to perform at anything close to their level in order to create 7 figures with your company. You can start a wide range of enterprises, and the barriers to entry are often low. On the other side, online businesses have enormous popularity, which makes for severe competition. Number 4. Obtain income from a variety of sources. Your chances of earning 7 figures increase as you create more revenue streams. Even though one source of income can be worth $1 million, it can be risky to put all of your financial eggs in one basket. You'll need to diversify your income sources in addition to earned income, where you trade your time for money, in order to free up time while still reaching financial independence. The most popular strategy is to generate passive income, which you can do by creating digital products. For instance, you might be able to achieve your 7-figure goal with the aid of affiliate marketing, residual income, or rental property income. Excellent illustration is how the renowned top billionaires, including Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk, and Bill Gates, control multiple enterprises, as well as significant stakes in well-known corporate entities and social media platforms. Their firms are able to generate 6 to 7 and 8 figures both monthly and annually because to these diverse revenue streams. Do math worth $1 million. Number 5. According to Grant Cardone, a successful author and businessman with a net worth of over $300 million, to attain any ambition, you must believe in its viability as a realistic and practicable aim. Conducting million-dollar math is the simplest way to do this. How many different ways are there to get $1 million? Cardone asserts that you can make $1 million if you can persuade 5,000 people to purchase a $200 product. In contrast, you would have $1 million if 5,000 people gave you $17 a month for a year. The idea is the same. Do the math to generate potential, then develop strategy. Of course, they are simplified versions. Become an influencer. Number 6. A person with a solid reputation and the power to persuade others due to their high profile is known as an influencer, including their purchasing patterns. Thanks to the popularity of websites like Instagram, YouTube, Snapchat, and TikTok, many influencers have gained millions of dollars. Influencers can earn money through sponsorships, advertisements, and the creation and sale of their own products. Of course, not everyone with a blog or YouTube channel will be financially successful. The sky is the limit for those who are successful, though. Check out these fascinating facts. Ryan Kaji, a 9-year-old YouTube star who earned $29.5 million in 2020, was named the highest-paid YouTube celebrity by Forbes. With an annual salary of more than $20 million, Kaji has been at the top of the list for 3 years, running nearly 1/3 of his life. Influencer Marketing Hub estimates that the 20 highest-paid Instagram stars make between $180,000 and $700,000 for each post. You can see from the numbers that the highest-paid influencers earn considerably more than $1 million annually. You'll need a lot of luck, but it's not impossible to make 7 figures. The second highest-earning YouTuber, Jimmy Don Unson aka Mr. Beast, didn't even start his channel until 2017, earning 7 figures would undoubtedly be a significant accomplishment. Of course, many people aspire to achievement at this level, but only a small percentage of them will succeed. But if you set great goals, acquire the right mindset, and have the patience and determination to stick with it, who knows what can happen? Let's say your goal is to make $1 million or more. In such situation, dreaming, stepping outside of your comfort zone, and working for your goals need a great deal of sacrifice, dedication, and financial restraint. But it's conceivable. Having said that, enjoy this video, subscribe if you're new, and have a wonderful week.